So if you have any questions, you guys can really type on chat. And once the session is over, IT team can give you rights to operate your microphone. So you can also use microphone to ask questions. But meanwhile, you can use chat to really ask your questions. Now, this session is going to be roughly around almost a 90-minute session, right? And feel free to ask any questions, whatever you have in your mind, not limiting to Gen AI as well. So let me just start sharing my PPT. Okay, here we go. So hope all of you can see and hear my voice. If you can write on chat, that will be endorsement. Okay, wonderful, great. Okay. And from registration, it appears that most of you guys are in third year or final year and engineers, right? And if you want me to really talk any specific topic or if you have any questions, you can really type on the chat, and whenever I get a time, I will really try to really respond. Okay, so let's start. So now everybody knows what is Gen AI, and all of us now we are addicted to Chat GPT or Gemini, right? Or all these kind of tools we are using, right? And most of you guys are now familiar as you're writing assignments using Chat GPT or Gemini. So let us take a deep dive that what all Gen AI can really do other than writing your assignments. We'll take a deep view in terms of really fundamentals, that what Gen AI is, what is AI, what is ML, which is machine learning, deep learning, data science, because they actually lay down the solid back. They are the backbone for the Gen AI. Then we'll see what kind of jobs and impacts this Gen AI is really having, what kind of career opportunities you can have, sample use cases where Gen AI is being used, and we'll also show you some use case which we have developed for auto coding evaluation by Sisify and Purvesh is over here. We will walk you through a live demo. And then we'll also discuss how you can relaunch your career, and then future scope, and you can ask question answers, but don't wait for end of the session to really ask questions. You can ask in between itself. So let's start. What is Gen AI? So let me show you this picture. So when you were as a small kid, maybe like a 6-month-old or a 1-year-old, you could recognize your mother, or you can recognize your father, or you can just simply speak mom or ma or uh, father or papa or whatever, right? So your intelligence was limited to mimicking the words which you have seen, and you could simply recognize the faces. Now, as you have grown, you have started learning a lot of stuff. So if we really ask you, what do you think about Mr. Modi and his policies? You have your opinion. What do you think about Mr. Rahul Gandhi? You have opinion, and you can really speak hours and hours, not only on your subjects, which could be machine learning or AI or computer science or any other field, But whatever you have learned now, you can also generate your own thoughts. Let's say you read some article about some political piece in newspaper, and then you can really combine your own background, your intelligence, whatever the knowledge you have gathered, and you can really create your own thought, or you can really perhaps write a essay. That is a loose correlation I could really come up with between AI and Gen AI. So early AI, which we used to really teach so far, was predominantly limited to maybe classification of images or identifying the voice of male or female, recognizing whether it is a cat or dog. But now Gen AI has learned a lot of stuff based on almost all possible data which is on internet. And now it has really developed its a solid knowledge corpus. A lot of people say that it is like a zip file of internet. So whatever possible books are there on Google Books, entire Wikipedia, all sort of content which is out there in the internet, it has learned a lot. And now it has become like a perhaps much bigger brain than the Einstein, and it can really answer any kind of possible questions you have. So it can really generate its own content, and we'll see how it is able to really do that. But loosely, this analogy, a small baby, and now this baby has gained a lot of knowledge and it can really answer any questions. And recently, OpenAI has also launched GPT-O, which is multimodal API. Now, GPT-O, just like human being, can also look at images, can also say look at video. It can not only understand the text, but it can also understand the images, videos, and voice. And that's a multimodal, and human beings inherently are multimodal. Perhaps at this point of time, AI is still not able to really reach to a point wherein it can really touch and feel that whether this samosa is a hot samosa or whether this sambar is a hot or a cold sambar. I think we will reach toward that. There is a scientist in Sweden, and she has built a synthetic skin, and which can really uh, sense the touch. So perhaps in future, we'll also have Swiggy guys using those kind of AI, which will also be able to really tell you that whether the food is hot or not, right? Or those kind of stuff. Anyway, let's move further. So this is like typically a formal definition, which is what Gen AI is. So Gen AI is subset of artificial intelligence, which essentially learns from the large amount of the data and can really generate similar data instances on which it has already been trained. So let's say you have trained a Gen AI on bunch of coding examples so that it can really also generate coding code similar to if you really write a prompt, and it can also generate a similar code. So let's say you have feeded say millions of lines of code on website development, or you have feeded code related to how to build a job website or how to create a login page. And eventually it will really start learning. And then if you really write a prompt that, okay, write me a code to create a login page, it will be able to really write a code in HTML and JS. Uh, and this is only surprising because a machine is able to do, but inherently all human beings works like that only. So to me, uh, technologically, yes, this was a pretty big thing because I was not expecting that machine will reach to this level so fast. I was thinking that it will take another 10 years time, but it has just the future is always crashing into the present, and that's what I have been experiencing in last 30 years. Now it can create images, videos, speech, music, text, everything. Companies like OpenAI is there, Google is there, Microsoft, Amazon, almost all companies got into this space. And then these are the couple of applications are there in the market you're already using. There is a Cynthia AI website and couple of videos while you were waiting. You must have seen those videos. They were created by AI. They are not the human being. Perhaps their face is real human, but and maybe the voice sample, but the entire video which is being created is a completely artificial. So you just feed the text and Cynthia AI can really create a artificial video and you must be seeing it. Uh, they seemingly look similar to the human being, but still there are subtle differences there. But this is just tip of iceberg, and hopefully very soon we'll reach to a level wherein we'll not be able to differentiate between the real human being and the fake human being. And that's a boom for creative writers, movie producers, but that's also a big nuisance as a human being. That let's say imagine that my video is being used and voice is being used, and now it is being used to really spread hate speech, or maybe some other area, I don't know. But that's what technology really offers, some downside and some positive side. And it is also opening a new dimension and new research area, uh, wherein how do you really detect whether this is a deep fake, whether it is a AI generated content. And this is a big area and perhaps one of the highest paid jobs within the AI space. Those who will get, those who are able to really detect whether this is a fake or this is a real one. Let's move further. Okay, so this Gen AI, so Aegis has been teaching AI and data science. We are the pioneer in this area. We started data science way back in 15. And almost all companies are alumni are working as a data scientist, as a AI engineers, as a machine learning engineers, NLP engineers, data scientists. And early, when even Gen AI word perhaps was not coined, um, three of my students, Dipto, another guy, they have actually demonstrated wonderful application of a Gen AI. At that time, we didn't used to say Gen AI, it was encoder decoder application. Let me just show you a glimpse of that video, and you'll appreciate what work they have done. This is image captioning work. It is already there on the YouTube.
Like, how do I upload a picture and get a caption to it automatically? So that is what our project is about. A caption, and going a step ahead, can I also generate a story out of it? A nice story based on the images, based on what is recognized in the images, can I also get a good story out of it? That is what we're trying to do here. So my colleague Dipto here would show us a demo of the project.
I'm selecting an image of a beach image. So our model is trained on romantic novels. So first let us select something which is relevant to it. So going forward, it takes around 40 seconds to generate the story. So what it does is like this is a three-phase model. So first part is a skip thought model. So it is what does is like an encoder decoder network. So it's a deep learning model which is based.
Learn to build AI products and launch your career in data science, AI, and analytics with Aegis School of Data.
So this was like so I'm just putting this link of this video. You guys can really watch a detailed video at the same time, short video. So this was like a early adoption, so that time they were using like LSTM network inside the encoder decoder, unlike today's model which use transformer network. And what this application could do, you just upload a photograph and then you ask to really generate a text. And you can also ask that, yes, I want a flavor, how a Shakespeare will actually write if he looks at the image, what kind of content he's going to really write. So, and that was a wonderful application, right? And this was very different than the traditional deep learning or machine learning applications and projects, because it has a capability and very complex application technologically. That was state of art and very complex work. Parallelly, you have to really encode images, create the embedding, and then you have to also train the model using the text, right? And create the sentence embedding using the skip thought model. And then you have to really combine both the models and then uh, generate the image captioning, right? So it this entire project uses skip thought model at the same time, LSTM network and CNN. Okay, now such kind of website, hundreds of websites are there. You can actually go on a binge, or you can use ChatGPT to really do this kind of stuff. But 2018, it was a pretty advanced state of work, and we were proud of our student, what work they have did. Okay, so let's move next. Okay, so while we have understood briefly Gen AI, we'll also go deeper into the Gen AI, various different models. But let's also understand what kind of opportunities are there and why everybody is really running after the AI. We'll spend some time to understand the AI, machine learning, deep learning, and data science, which is powering the entire Gen AI. But there are two things which actually caught my attention, and which is that most of the applications we are using today, these applications are legacy applications, and most of the applications are dumb applications. They don't have intelligence. But now in last 1 year, most of the applications which are coming in the market, they have the intelligence. To give you perspective, I launched online campus recruitment assessment way back in 2006. And that time this test was a dumb test. It can't really detect cheating. It had no AI proctoring. So it simply delivers you multiple choice question, and then it can really assess you using the rule-based system. Now, when COVID happened, we introduced AI, and in fact, one of my students developed this application, AI proctoring application, wherein it can really detect your face, whether you are a same person or somebody else is appearing on your behalf. So it could take care of the impersonation. So to give you a funny instance, wherein Goa University online entrance examination was happening. And at 10 o'clock, the gender was the female, and 10:15, this female gender turned into the male. And location from Panji, it changed to Delhi. So our AI system could really do the flag. So imagine at a large scale when thousands of candidates are appearing in examination, manually proctoring just like a real examination hall, it's impossible. And that was adoption of AI to really make a dumb assessment into a smart assessment. And today, Purvesh will show you the example using the Gen AI. Now we have transformed that entire assessment where it can really automatically grade your assignments. It can really, you submit the code and it will grade, it will score you, it will also give you the feedback. And giving feedback is not a typically Indian phenomena. Most of the Western universities, based on the rubrics, they give you the feedback so that you learn. But also those feedbacks and evaluation comes not in a real time. It also takes 3 days, 4 days, or maybe 1 week. And here Gen AI could really do instantaneously. And AI. So this research by IDC, which says that 80% of all applications, whatever we have developed, they will have the AI component because they are the dumb application and we need to really make a smart application. So I was telling you what we could really do in Muni and Assessify, and with my own example, and I can really very well understand why all the organizations, all the CEOs and chairmen are after AI, because they need to really make these applications user friendly. They need to really provide a different level of user experience, user engagement, and better customer satisfaction, which will eventually increase your top line and bottom line. So instead of 1,000 people, you can actually run your organizations with just 50 people or 10 people, and that's the power. There are ethical side that is, yes, it is damaging the number of good job opportunities, but at the same time, it is also creating different kind of job opportunities. And as a human being, our brain has neural elasticity, and we can really learn and adopt to the new environment and new circumstances. And we'll discuss later on those aspects. So this is one of the most important things. So you need not to be get lured to make career in this field that yes, there are a million jobs, or those are all fake claims. There are not millions of jobs available in this field. This is a highly competitive field. But yes, there are enough good opportunities for you to really make a very challenging career. And one of the fundamental reason that every piece of software we have written, it need to really turn into the smart piece of software. This morning, I took out this statistics from Naukri. There are current live 14,000 jobs in AI, Gen AI, data science, machine learning, deep learning on Naukri in India. I'm not talking about the worldwide. And this number was around 3 years back, was roughly around 34,000. So of course, this number has gone down because of current economic situations, because of the AI itself, and overhiring. So pre-COVID, number of people in IT used to work roughly around 2.6 million, which is 26 lakh. Post-COVID, this number went up to say 5.6 million. So already we had hired more than double in IT industry. Now, another most important thing which you need to really keep in your mind that AI is going to generate roughly around $15 trillion economy contribution directly, indirectly in another, say, 6 years time, which is a huge. Let's understand what this $15 trillion means. India's GDP is roughly around $3 trillion. So let's understand the 5 times of India's GDP impact AI is going to create on the world economy. Numbers are abstract numbers, but this relative comparison will really help you to digest. Such a significant impact it is going to really create. So we can't really just sit and watch whether to really embrace AI or not. So the question is not to embrace AI or not. The question is how fast I can really embrace the AI, right? Whether you are a civil engineer, you are a mechanical engineer, whether you are electrical engineer, whether you are AI engineer, all of you need to really embrace AI. So 2 months back, I was in advisory board of NIT Bhopal, the same college from where I graduated almost 2 decades back. They invited me in their curriculum advisory board, and since my branch was electronics and telecommunication, the entire curriculum was overhauled, and now they have introduced a lot of machine learning, deep learning, and AI component in electronics and telecommunication, because electronics is also using a lot of AI. Let's example, image processing is now moved on deep learning. In semiconductor manufacturing, for quality check, you're using computer vision. So it is deeply embedded. So most of the telecom communication softwares which telecom guys they write, they need to understand the protocols and other stuff. And the entire telecom network today has gone software. So all hardware switches, now they're becoming the software switches. 5G is completely AI, right? So those silo boundaries of computer science and then machine learning and AI and civil and mechanical is now collapsing. So just last week we saw this unfortunate incident wherein 3 airports just collapsed with a few hours of rain. Millions of people die on roads. Now, what AI can really do? So a mechanical engineer can actually run a simulation to really check whether the structure what they have created is really right or not. Mechanical civil engineers. Now, a lot of companies, tower companies, they are using drones to actually, because human being need to really climb the entire tower to check whether there's a corrosion or not. Now drone can really go on top and see if there is a corrosion or not. And likewise, if there is a crack in building, or the computer vision can really see. So you can really put camera on top of drone, and camera can really take the high resolution photographs and videos, and that we can really analyze. 2 years back, I encountered a startup company based out of Bangalore. They've created a small submarines, and these submarines can really go underwater and check if there is a corrosion in bridges and other stuff, so that they don't just collapse, which we are seeing in Bihar and other places. Those cases are purely maybe corruption, but if old bridges are there, you can really actually go down, which is practically uh, extremely difficult and dangerous for human being. And the frequency also lowers down, but you can really send machines or those places. So uh, typically the future which I see, the AI is going to be infused in almost every field, whether it is a healthcare or civil, mechanical, or electrical, or chemical, or any other thing. But in healthcare, AI is being used. Uh, uh, my friend Dr. Geeta launched a company called Niramai in Bangalore, and she's using this mobile phone, and you put a thermal camera on top of mobile phone, which is costing hardly 15,000 bucks, and in 35,000 rupees, your multi-million dollar cancer detection device is ready. And using this stuff, and it is running deep learning model, it can really detect whether you have the breast cancer or not, with a accuracy level of almost 99%. And it is no touch, non-intrusive. While the cancer machine costs you roughly around 10 to 15 crore rupees, it's so high cost that diagnostic is not affordable for a common man. And she raised the funding from a Japanese fund. Now she got award from various countries. She has become a celebrity. So while she's, say, democratizing the diagnostic on the cancer, but at the same time, she has also created the immense wealth for her, right? So, so there are multiple areas where AI is being used heavily. So before we take a deep dive into Gen AI, let's try to really understand what AI is, right? Because uh, AI is the foundation for the Gen AI, and it's a subset of Gen AI. So artificial intelligence is in my opinion, is nothing, is basically aggregation of the real intelligence. There is nothing artificial. Just like a Google map. So you can't really drive in Mumbai without a Google map. So you'll not maybe recall or pray to the God, but you will open your mobile phone and start Google Map, because Google Map will be able to tell you which road you need to adopt. And what is Google Map? Google Map is basically real-time aggregation of knowledge and intelligence of the real human being, which I recall a couple of years back, these drivers used to call each other on the mobile phone, कि अरे इस रोड पे मत आना, इस रोड पे ट्रैफिक भरा हुआ है, इस पे पानी जमा हुआ है. Right now, they need not really do that, right? And that was when they were making call, they were passing the real intelligence, real information. Now you don't have to redo that. That Google Map is doing, and this is a classical example of AI. And one of my roommate, classmate, Ashutosh, has significantly worked on Google Map to make it intelligent. Now, this AI is a subset of artificial intelligence, is a subset of computer science, right? And this involves systems, methods, processes, theories, which can infuse uh, human intelligence into the machines. And for what? For learning, solving, right? For perception and working as an autonomous system, right? And this is a pretty loose definition. Everybody can redesign the definition the way they want, but essentially it is trying to really bring the gap between human and machine, right? For what? For the better productivity, for better human life, and better experience. For organizations, it improves the productivity. It improves, it brings in automation, right? And it increases your top line and of course improves the bottom line. Okay, so these are the couple of branches of AI. So machine learning essentially helps machines to identify the pattern. So let's say you want to really predict how much rain Mumbai will have tomorrow. You can analyze the past data, and then based on that, you can really predict how much rain Mumbai will have. Let's say you want to give a loan to somebody, so you will see whether this person, how much loan he has took, whether he has repaid it not, or what is his income, where does he live, all those kind of stuff, right? And based on that, you can really build a machine learning model to give him a loan or not. As I told you, machine learning can be used so you can retrain machine. What are the clear cases, benign cases of cancer, and what are the cases of cancer, right? So you can really feed, say, CT scans, which CT scan is normal or which CT scan is leading to pneumonia or maybe COVID. And based on that, you can really build a model, just like a human being. So your mother has taught you whether this is a cat or a dog, right? How do you really know that this light background is a white? Because you have been told that this is a white. So if you feed, say, 50 images of cat and 50 images of dog, and machine will be able to really learn just like a human being. So machine learning gives this pattern identification capability to AI. NLP brings the capability to machine in terms of really reading the natural language, which you can really see in Chat GPT or Google search or maybe any chatbot. Speech to text and text to speech technology actually gives capability, human-like capability to machines so that you can really have the conversation with them. And most likely in future, you will find most of the websites will be replaced with conversational bots, because you'll not have a patient to really go on the website and just type, okay, I want a laptop 13-inch and keep on selecting the filter. Instead of that, you will say, okay, I want a laptop, black laptop 13-inch within the range of 1 lakh rupees, say 1 terabyte hard disk, blah, blah, right? And this is how you communicate with any other human being when you really go and buying a laptop in a shop. So why you need to really put the filters. And that's where the world is moving through the speech to text and text to speech kind of stuff. So these are the multiple technologies. Vision actually gives you, so we human being has eyes, which gives us the vision. And now if we really need to embed this vision quality to machines, you use camera, right? And through which they are able to really see and perceive the world. And in movie called Her, if you have seen, Jacqueline used to carry the mobile phone, and through mobile phone, it used to see the world. And now that has become the reality, which Open AI in GPTO launch, they have shown that, and they're quite impressed, inspired by that Her. I've been showing this Her movie clip for last almost 10 years in my class. And I was amazed to see that, yes, we have reached to that. We are also using a lot of couple of computer vision capabilities in assignment diagnostic, assignment evaluation. So even if you write a, say, diagram in your assessment sheet, answer sheet, our AI, which is trained on millions of examples, can really identify what diagram you have written, whether it is a, say, LSTM network diagram or whether it is a transformer network. It could really decode other than the text and can really evaluate, which is something mind-boggling. And robotics gives capability to machines, just like a human being. It can really dance and perform a task, which is a motor capability. And this is the evolution path. So if we really see, so AI is nothing new. It has been there in the universities for since late 50s, right? But real AI boom you have seen in last, say, 10 to 15 years. And primarily because of cloud computing, good algorithms, processing power, and courtesy to NVIDIA. Now this has become a multi-trillion organization. And the major revolution started happening when in 2012, AlexNet was won by Alex and Ilya. Both are Dr. Jeffrey Hinton's, Professor Jeffrey Hinton's student in University of Toronto. And eventually Ilya, he designed this entire chat GPT. He studied under Professor Jeffrey Hinton, who is the godfather for AI. So in last 10 years, the major breakthrough has happened, right? So all these algorithms, whether GAIN, whether it's transformer network research paper was written by Ashish Vaswani, and I'm proud that a lot of Indians has contributed in this field. So Ashish Vaswani wrote this paper, Attention All You Need, in 2017, which was referred by Ilya. And Ilya built a chat GPT based on this paper. So two significant guys, Ajay Jain and Ashish Vaswani, they have contributed big way. Another Gen AI model, which was a diffusion model in 2020, was and that research paper was written by Ajay Jain. Both are Indians. So Indians have played a significant contribution because Indians are very good in coding and they are very good in mathematics. And all machine learning, deep learning algorithms under hood, they are the simple maths. It's a pure algebra. Let's move further. Okay, these are the couple of works our students have done. This is a project which we are running at Aegis, Kojo, to identify the missing children. This is AI for social good, and we are using AI to identify the missing children. This use computer vision and of course software. Let us understand what are the generative models which are deep learning algorithms which are powering, say, Gen AI. So here is a snapshot which I have put down. If you want, you can really take a photograph or screen capture this. So here are the major generative models which are actually leading the way for any kind of generative capability in AI, which we are seeing. Earlier, it was started with RNN, which is recurrent neural network. Recurrent neural network was designed by Professor Hogan, a German scientist. I interviewed him, and you can really go and watch his video, full 1 hour video on Aegis TV channel. Amazing guy. And in 1997, he also wrote a paper on LSTM along with his students. And for last 20 years, LSTM and RNN models were major models to really predict the next world. So when you use any mobile phone, not today, earlier, it used to predict the next word and other stuff. And these models were running on LSTM. So LSTM network are very efficient in terms of predicting the next word. It can really generate a story. You can really use them for image captioning and those kind of stuff. The only problem with LSTM network and RNN model that they were the sequential model and they used to consider each word at a time, right? So you can't really parallelize the operations. You can't really put the entire paragraph just like you do it in the chat GPT. So in chat GPT, you can really put one page, you can copy and paste one page and you can really write chat GPT to summarize that document or translate that English into the Hindi. So ChatGPT uses the transformer network, which is the latest stuff, came in 2017, 18. Google actually built a bird, and then OpenAI is using the transformer network. So this is behind ChatGPT and most of the LLM networks today. So transformer network actually uses the parallelization. So you can actually at one go, you can consider most of the words, unlike LSTM model, which you used to process one word at a time. While in transformer network, you can really push all the words at one go. They are essentially transformer network are encoder-decoder model, where an encoder encodes these text, converts into the word embedding vectors, and then it essentially, so it takes the word embedding, which extract the semantic meaning. And then after that, it also actually with vector multiplication, it is able to really generate the contextual embedding. So this is a complex process it goes, right? And sometime I will really take a full-fledged session on transformer network and attention all you need kind of stuff. So which actually powers that. Gain was Aeon got well launched Gain in 2012. I think yes, 2012. 2013, sorry. And Gain are it can really, so most of the fake images were generated through the gains. And now 2020 Ajay Jain wrote a paper on diffusion model, which is stable diffusion, and other companies are they're using diffusion models actually can produce high resolution images, and these models are pretty stable. So as on today, if you see these two models, which is transformer network and diffusion models, they are leading the way for Gen AI. So text transformer are responsible for generating the text, and within transformer are responsible for images and videos, and while diffusion models are responsible for any kind of images, image generation or video generation. Okay, so let me hear from you guys. Would you like to really go a little bit deeper into this gains and VAS or transformer network, or should we really move ahead? Okay, so let me just give you brief about these models. We'll spend 2 to 3 minutes on each model. So GAIN, which is called Generative Adversarial Networks, short form GAINs. It was so Ian Godwell wrote this paper in 2013, and this GAIN models has got a two. This is like a loose analogy is say police and a thief, right? So what is the job of a police? The job of police is to catch a thief. And the job of a thief is to steal. Now, in GAIN model, you have discriminator and you have a generator. So let's say you feed a lot of images, you train your model, and generators, so let's say you have feeded, say, hundreds of images of dog into the model. Now, the model will be trained, and then the job of generator is to actually produce dog pictures which are similar to it has learned the underlying distribution of those images. And the discriminator model task is to actually identify whether these images which is being generated by the generator, they are the real images or fake images, right? And the generator actually keeps on discarding that it looks like a fake image till the time generator is able to really generate images which are real looking images. And discriminator is not able to distinguish, right? So very interesting stuff, and this is like a and that's why we say adversarial, because these two networks are actually competing with each other and generating the real looking images, right? So a couple of my students actually build application using GAIN to, let's say you have old album of your family album and you have pictures which is pixelated pictures of your grandfather, your father. So what you do, you put through these images through the GAIN, and GAIN actually convert these images into high pixel images, right? So you can really use it for denoising. You can use it to convert low resolution images into the high resolution images. So this is wonderful network. And in fact, Ian Godwell has written a book on AI. If you guys are interested, you should really download that book. This is a free book available on Google, and wonderful, one of the best book I have encountered. Right. Now, the other kind of networks are VAS networks, right? And these networks have got two components, which is encoder and decoder. So anyway, so transformer network also is an encoder decoder model. So encoder is essentially, so you feed the data. So let's say I want to convert this sentence, I am riding a bike, or I am eating mango, right? Or I like mango. And you want to convert this statement into Hindi. So what you will do, you will feed this sentence into encoder decoder model, and then it will actually understand that it will actually generate the embeddings. It will understand the underlying data structure, right? And then it will pass through the decoder, and decoder will reconstruct this pattern and will try to recreate a new stuff, right? So whether it is a transformer network, whether it is a GAIN, they all typically use encoder, decoder kind of structure, including VAS, right? So encoder compresses the entire data, and decoder actually tries to reconstruct from that compressed data, and it picks up the similar kind of underlying the data representation. This model is typically used for image generation, data compression, anomaly detection kind of task. Now, the latest star is transformer network, which actually powers ChatGPT, Bard, Gemini, Llama 3. Now, for last 3 days, I have been using extensively this Meta application, which is there on, say, WhatsApp. And I'm surprised this conversational bot, which is there on WhatsApp, is powered by Llama, which is also a large language open source model, which Meta has released to compete with OpenAI. And it's a good, but it is quite far from the performance of GPT-4, which is a paid model. So this transformer network is also encoder decoder model, and this transformer network got into limelight when Ashish Vaswani, who used to work with Google Brain, he, along with a couple of other guys, wrote a research paper, Attention All You Need. So let me just give you some intuition about attention all you need. So let's say when I say I'm feeling blue, what do you think? What is the meaning of I am feeling blue? You can write on the chat. And if you have to really convert this statement into Hindi. Is this, yeah. So Snigdha has said, feeling sad. Yes, so you're not literal taking the meaning of a blue as a color blue, right? And let me give you another example. I swam across the river to get to the other side of a bank. I swam across the river to get to the other side of the bank. So here in this statement, am I referring to a bank which has got ATM, a financial institution, or am I referring to a bank which is of river bank. River bank. Now, why as a human being we are able to distinguish the underlying meaning? Bank has got a multiple meaning, and blue, the most significant meaning of a blue is a color. So I am painting my wall with a blue color. And here we are able to clearly see that yes, while we are saying blue, is we are referring to the blue color. Because we are paying attention. So we are saying, so I am feeling sad, I am feeling blue. Here, this feeling word has got a lot of influence on the word blue. And while I am saying that I swam across the river to get to the other side of the bank, here this swim word, river, these two words has got a significant impact on the bank. Because you're not likely to swim across the river to get to the bank. But if I say, I swam across the river to get to the other side of the bank to withdraw money, then this withdraw money will have the huge impact on the word bank, and it will change the meaning of the bank from river bank to the actual bank, which is the financial institution. So while as a human being, our neural network is so evolved that it is able to pay attention to the different parts of the word, and we are not just paying the attention which is the semantic meaning of the word, which is bank means a financial institution or a blue means blue color. We are also able to really decode the contextual meaning of that particular word based on the surrounding words. So we typically say, as we say, a person is known by the company he lives in. Similarly, the meaning of the word changes based on the company of the word is in, right? So this is very commonsensical stuff we as a human being understand, but how do we really pass it to the machines? And that's what something amazing Ashish Vashpani has done, and saw and gave a solution in a research paper. Attention all you need. I would recommend you to really go and download this research paper. It's a quite intuitive, but the mathematics and other stuff is a bit complicated. This is one of the most complex neural network you will come across. But the intuition behind it is very simple, and it has got the encoder and decoder model. So it pays the attention on each word depending on the position of the word with other words, and then this encoder actually encodes the, say, contextual meaning, contextual embedding of the word embeddings of the different words and sentences, and then pass it to the decoder model, which again decodes and converts from English to Hindi or English to French or French to English or something like that, right? There are different, so say ChatGPT and BART. So let's say ChatGPT only uses a decoder model. So the original research paper, which is Attention All You Need, has actually shown a solution which has got the encoder and decoder. But BART, which is by Google, actually uses only encoder model. So they don't use the decoder model, while GPT uses only decoder model. Original transformer network had 6 layers of, say, self-attention, attention heads, while GPT has got roughly around 96 attention heads, right? So I think this much of introduction for 2 minutes is sufficient. Otherwise, it will take typically 5 to 6 hours to understand the entire transformer network, including the mathematics, right? RNN and LSTM network, as I told you, RNN research paper was written by Professor Hogan in 1991, and LSTM network he wrote in 1997 along with his students. This so far, RNN and LSTM model for last 20-30 years were the mainstream models for generating the next word or predicting the next word or doing the language translation or those kind of stuff, right? Diffusion model is the latest stuff, and diffusion model essentially is used to denoising task or to convert or generate images or video generation. Diffusion model is the intuition is very simple, but again, it's a very complex model. So what diffusion model does, it actually, you feed the image and it actually, let's say example, if you feed my image, it will put the noise in my image, right? So it is like blurring my images. So as you keep on adding the noise, it will keep on blurring my images, right? And then it will learn the underlying pattern of the data structure of the image. And then this will also, decoder actually will do, say, a reverse process, which is eventually denoising the process, right? And then it will generate the similar kind of images. So it has got the forward process and reverse process, which is analogous to encoder decoder. So one forward process actually adds a lot of noise as a Gaussian noise format, and then it in the reverse process it actually start doing the denoising process, right? So this is like currently hot in the market. So two networks which are hot in the market, which is transformer network and diffusion models. So if you're thinking about career in Gen AI, I think these two models you need to really learn. But to understand these models, you also need to understand the artificial neural network, because all these models, they also have the layer which is feed-forward network, right? Where Gen AI is being used, Gen AI is being used in content generation, data augmentation, art and design. You can really create digital arts, deepfakes, anomaly detection, simulation, image and video synthesis, drug discovery, medical imaging, customer experience. Typically, you can create a bot, you can create a RAG-based bot. Let's example, you have a lot of product data about your product and you want to really build a chat bot. You can go on Azure platform and you can use the bare say GPT API, and plus at the same time, you can use your own documentation, so that while a user actually writes a prompt, it instead of it is referring to the GPT, it will also refer back to the document which you have feed it for the product information, because your product information is not available on the GPT. So these kind of applications are becoming prominent, and most of the organizations will use these applications. So while training a large language model for fundamental model is extremely costly affair and it requires a lot of resources, you have already pre-trained open source models like a Llama and other open source models are available, which you can really download and you can actually train, fine-tune it for very specific purposes, or you can use the RAG on top of that to build chat systems, unlike old useless chatbots, which are pretty artificial and they fail most of the cases. But since today's chat systems, they are based on the transformer network, which is being trained on terabytes of the data, their contextual understanding, their intelligence is far superior. And when you really apply the RAG, they are able to really give you accurate responses, whether it is a customer care, whether it is sales or marketing or any other area. It is being used for code generation, auto grading, and assignment evaluation, right? So let me hand over to Purvesh. Purvesh, are you there? Purvesh will walk you through a live demo of Gen AI for coding evaluation and feedback, and then again we'll resume with your question answers and how you can really launch your career in this field. Purvesh, over to you.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Sir, I'm audible?
Yes, yes. Your voice is a bit low. You can speak loudly.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Purvesh is a customer experience head for Assessify, and this guy is bringing and using AI in our real applications.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. So, guys, my name is Purvesh. As sir mentioned, that I work as a customer head for SS5 and for Seagull and for Muni campus as well. So, let me quickly share my screen and show you some sample uh, results that we have got using our generative AI for auto assessment in coding assess for the coding evaluation, for the interview, and for the rest of the subjective kind of evaluation as well. So let me quickly share the screen and show you the sample results. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So this is our platform, SS5, and as you can see our tagline, we really believe in the intelligent assessment that we generally do with the use of AI, with the help of AI. So let me quickly walk you through the sample results of the uh, coding evaluation first. So this is, as you can see, this is the answer sheet of a student who has gone through a coding assessment. Okay, so the student name was Gaurav Chauhan. So if I scroll down, you can see this is a question, and this was question for C++ language. So you can see the format of the questions. So the test library that we have on our SS5 platform, we follow this kind of format for the questions that are generally used for the placements for by the companies for the placement hiring. Correct. So this is the question format that we have. You can see it has the input output values, and below if I show you, this is the answer, a code submitted by the student. Correct. So as a student, I can go through these questions, I can write my code, I can run the code in this compiler. Correct. So most of the students must be aware, those who are going through from the coding background, definitely. And if I more scroll down, so here you can see this, there is a grading provided for this particular answer for this particular board, and there is a feedback as well. So this complete evaluation as which you're seeing on your screen is done by our AI system. Correct. So this question was for 5 marks, and as you can see, out of 5 it has provided 4.5 marks, and it has reduced 5.5 marks. And for that reduction, it has also mentioned the explanation why this and why we have provided this 4.5 and why there is a reduction of 0.5. As you can see on the screen, it has a personalized feedback that our AI system provides, mentioning the name of the candidate, those who are attempting the test, and what is the scope of improvement as well. So wherever, for example, in a coding, it's not like only your input and output is matter. It also matters that how you're commenting your code, what structure you're following to write a code, because a code can be written by several different ways as well. So looking at that pattern, our AI system grades it and it provides a personalized feedback. So I'm just holding this screen. You can just go through the this feedback and you can have a look at it. If I scroll more down, you can see the improvement scope as well. So if I highlight this point, why this is so unique and different, so you can just imagine in a real world scenario wherein you're going through the assessment using any platform or in your day-to-day college life as well. So if you see, for your faculty members to provide this kind of feedback for each question, for each assessment is very difficult, even for reducing zero point 0.5 marks of yours. Correct. Most of the time you are only looking after the output and input of your code. You generally look at that, but here in our system, it also provides in detail like why and how you can improve your code for the further evaluations. Correct. So this is very highlighting point or highlighting feature of our platform. Correct. So this way, this is the second question is there. As a student, you can even put the feedback, like whether the feedback that the system has provided you is you're really happy with that, or you need some reevaluation of that code. That is also possible by just doing the thumbs up and thumbs down. You can put your feedback as well. So our AI system will learn and do the correction in case if it is required. If I tell you more here, we also provide the model answer. So the students, those who are going through this assessment, so they're also learning while they're going through the assessment. So in case you want to see what was the correct code, this is definitely available once you submit it. It's not during the live assessment, but you get this model answer as well. So you want to add anything?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
see, this is just show this feedback. So typically this kind of feedback is provided in Western universities if you study in Carnegie Mellon or maybe Oxford or Cambridge. There, each faculty has got a couple of TAs under them and they give them the written feedback. But India, we don't have this kind of culture of giving the feedback in writing, and this is based on the rubrics which now India will also start following in under the new education policy. The problem statement which we were trying to resolve in Aegis and Assessify is essentially that as a student or as a learner, you want the immediate feedback. Because learning happens in a real time. So let's say if, for example, I am talking on this topic and you ask me some question. So most of the questions I should be really responding right over here immediately, rather than telling you that, yes, I will come back to you after a week or two, until unless I really don't know about that topic. Uh, Now, this feedback actually helps you to learn. Assessment essentially is not used to just pass and fail, but unfortunately, this part of the world, assessments are used just to really pass you or fail you. But while, let's example, while I was gave these two example, I'm feeling blue, and I swim across the river. I ask you that what is the meaning of this? But when you really ask questions, it triggers your neurons. So we have billions of neurons, just like a neural network, just like a deep learning, and they actually fire, and then through which they try to retrieve the information and reconstruct sentences, and then you start writing or you start speaking. So this assessment reendorses your learning. It helps you to really learn. It reendorses your concept in your brain, right? So assessment is very important. A good faculty, they typically ask questions in classroom, which is oral assessment, which is viva, which is MCQ. Multiple choice questions are very low profile of assessment because they trigger only, say, lower cognitive capability. And then you have descriptive examinations, subjective examinations, and then you have code-based assessment, and you have projects and a lot many stuff. But the use case which where we are working essentially to improve your learning outcome through the assessment. Second important thing, while you actually go for the campus recruitment, just Purvesh, just go on, just scroll up. Show the question. So now most of you have studied the theory underlying behind this question, but the way recruiters ask these questions intimidates you because the structure of these questions is quite different than the coding assignment given by the faculty in colleges, engineering colleges. And that actually intimidates you. So you become anxious and you say, okay, I have not solved this problem. You know the theory. The only thing you're not familiar with this kind of question. So your neural network need to be trained on the structure and you need to become familiar. And that's where we rolled out our services. Purve just show that service, which is mock interview and mock test preparation. So here you will find n number of mock tests on various technologies, whether it is machine learning, deep learning, SQL, Python, Java, whether it is aptitude tests, even it also provides you the mock interview. So you can actually go and prepare yourself for HR mock interview, personal mock interview, say Java or even all algorithm basis. So it can really help you to prepare on CNN or transformer network or say linear regression network, those kind of stuff. So it gives you practice on topics, it gives you practice on core areas, which is typically important for your campus recruitment. So the idea is that if you really come across with large number of sample of questions, your neural network will be far more trained to really address the challenges in the job market. And the AI is not likely to really increase the number of jobs. AI is likely to really reduce the number of jobs, and the market is going to be highly competitive. So you need to actually prepare yourself well. And all of you should really try. Purvesh, you can just put this link in the chat. You can go register yourself, try this entire platform. This has been validated based on 20 universities with thousands of students, and we have launched this platform in UK and US as well. We are getting tremendous response. 2 tests are absolutely free of cost for you. Go use this platform, do the mock interview, do the mock test, And we will also take you as an intern into this platform in this company. If you guys are interested to do your internship, multiple roles are there for say computer vision, for generative AI, for full stack developer, for mobile app developer, right? And very exciting projects which are there, which is typically building up of computer vision based mock interview platforms and a lot of other recommender system. So we are also offering you the recommendation, say internship. But if you are serious about, say, preparing yourself for the campus recruitment, go ahead and try this platform free of cost. Purvish, just give them the glimpse about mock interview.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the sample results for the mock interview type of assessments as well. So for example, just imagine that you have the ability to speak and record your answers and get the feedback on that answers as well. So this is a platform. So here just you can read your questions and you can just record it, and simply you get to know the system will convert that audio to text. It will transcript that audio to text, and it will provide a grading to you that for that particular answer as well. So the concept is same as I've shown you in the coding, but here you are just using your voice to get prepared for the live interview or for the interview session with the HR and for the from the companies basically. So this is the feedback mechanism that we have for the AI kind of assessments as well. So again, the format is same. You will get the model answers for the questions as well for all the questions available on the platform.
Purvish, voice is, we can't hear the voice.
Just a minute.
So your college will actually organize the mock interviews. Typically, the problem with the human mock interview that professors are able to really ask only 4 or 5 questions in each mock interview, while in a real world you have to really undergo any kind of questions which a recruiter can really ask. They don't typically ask only 4 or 5 questions. Of course, one question is being repeated in almost every interview, which is tell me something about yourself, which is a make or break question. And you can actually practice this question 100 and 1,000 times over here, and it will provide you the response just like an expert human being. Purvesh, you
So
can.
that
Yeah.
Yes, I'll just show this.
I can create
So
my
this is one
skills
of the
and
audio
interest to
samples
the
that we have.
company's
Yes.
mission or values. I am impressed by your company's commitment to innovation and sustainability. I believe my technical expertise aligns well with your focus on cutting edge solutions.
So as you can see, it has transcribed that audio to the text, and then the auto evaluation been done on this particular answer, and then simply it has provided the feedback for that answer. Yeah, so that's it for the evaluation for interview and for
Wonderful.
the.
Do you guys have any questions for Purvesh? Purvesh, you can just put the link over there.
Yes, I have
And
just.
then these guys can really register. So I would encourage that all of you should really register and use this free opportunity to practice. And so you have heard a lot about Gen AI, but it is a time that you yourself actually see the magic of Gen AI, specifically in the area of education. Okay, great. So thank you, Purvesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
So we have a couple of questions. Okay. Can a student who took AI ML can become a data scientist? Yes. The foundation for data science is basically AI ML. Let's understand 2 minutes, spend 2 minutes what is data science. Data science is basically is art and science of finding the meaning out of the data. And data could be any kind of data. It could be text, it could be images, it could be video. Pre-2000, business analysts used to simply analyze the number data, which is sales data, which is in tabular format. Now, post 2000, when internet boom came and we started gathering a lot of data on internet, Facebook came, right? So a lot of text data, video data, image data started generating. And most of the business, they started relying on the money of ad revenue. So if I have to really provide the relevant ad to you, I need to really understand what you are, what do you want, what your likes, what your dislikes are. And for that, I need to really analyze your entire text, video, images, everything, every post you're doing, every images you're uploading. So when I really analyze this entire stuff, then only I can really recommend you a right kind of advertisement. And that has led to the, say, growth of AI, machine learning, data science, and deep learning. So data scientist word was coined by a gentleman, Dr. DJ Patil, again an Indian guy. He used to work for LinkedIn. Later on, he became chief data scientist for the US government. So he, along with the Jeff, who used to work for Facebook, in 2008, both of these guys, they coined this word called data scientists. Because they were not happy with the word data analyst, because they were doing a different kind of data analysis, which not only involved, say, numbers, but it also involved a lot of text analysis, building up a recommendation system. So the genesis of data scientists itself lies under in the machine learning and deep learning and other stuff. So data scientists, they heavily rely on various AI techniques, which is machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision, to analyze the data. At the same time, they use this system to build the data products, which also falls in the category of AI. So a lot of students, those who initially became data scientists, some of them, they became AI engineers, some of them now they have become a Gen AI architect or a Gen AI engineer. So the underlying for every AI system, as you have understood, the LLM models have been trained on the global data repository. So you require data. So whether it is AI system, whether it is data scientist, they all thrive on the data. And data scientists' job is to analyze the data, make the sense out of the data, build the recommender system, and they use these techniques. So if you pick up any job, once we finish this session, go on Naukri and LinkedIn. Find 10 jobs of data scientist, find 10 jobs of machine learning guy, find 10 jobs of AI engineer or Gen AI engineer, and you'll find that 90% of skills are common. Number one, most important skill set is basically linear algebra, statistics, Python, machine learning, deep learning, right? Because all these, say, Gen AI models, which I spoke about, they all are part of deep learning. And you can't understand deep learning until unless you have not understood the machine learning, right? Which starts from linear regression. So they all are related. So once you really understand all these things, all these various fields, which is AI engineer or data scientist or data analyst or machine learning engineers or deep learning engineer or NLP engineer, all these options opens for you. Hope this answers your question. Okay, how can I add these into my CV generative AI like Llama LLMs? Okay, so if you want to really add that, yes, you have got some skill about Llama, I would recommend that, Prabha, you download the Llama 3 or Llama 2 from net, and install that Llama on your laptop, which is relatively pretty easy, and you'll find a lot of tutorials and on the net, and then build a chat system just like a chat GPT on which is working on, say, your laptop, which could be a very basic stuff. And later on, you can really build some advanced stuff, and then you can really write this Llama LLM skills on your CV. Or low hanging stuff, you can actually go on Microsoft Azure, use the say OpenAI GPT API and build some chatbot, right? So some stuff you have to really do before you actually start writing, because if you write without doing some project or gaining some knowledge, it can really boomerang on you. Can it generate report based on our assignment? Yes. So it can really generate the entire report. It will give the report to your faculty members and report to you as well. A detailed, say, recommendation report that what you should do, what kind of study material you need to really refer, which areas you need to really focus, all detailed reports which essentially a teacher need to really give. But unfortunately, today's college has got so much numbers, the teachers actually don't get time to really give this kind of recommendation, even though they want to really give. Dr. Prachi from Thakur College of Engineering, do you offer any collaboration or MOU with Aegis School, or where we can collaborate for syllabus design or internship? Definitely, Dr. Prachi. In fact, I met your Dean Academics in last week. There was a roundtable in Hotel Sahara. And in fact, we are in discussion that we should really do something together. We are definitely open, and not only on curriculum or any kind of stuff which is setting up a center for Gen AI or offering internship or projects or faculty development programs. We are very open. I'll just pass my contact details to you, and from there we can retake this discussion forward. Okay, and okay, and another question. Let me. Sam, sir, I have took AI ML courses. So what coding language should I study? Python is a de facto language. R is not as relevant as today. So Python is a de facto language. You should really jump on Python. Sir, I took EE course. So which coding language is best for me? Of course, Python is a de facto until unless some new language doesn't come up. Julia is picking up, but my professional advice, go for Python. Oh, Ashish, what advice do you have for students and professionals looking to build career in AI and ML? Of course, builds on the fundamentals on mathematics, learn Python, learn machine learning, learn deep learning, do courses. So a lot of colleges now these days have the AI ML courses. But 30 hours course or 60-hour course will not really do any good to you. And the code, even ChatGPT can really write. So you need to really go behind the mathematics of those algorithms, because these algorithms are nothing. They are the code. But when you really use PyTorch or TensorFlow, they actually hide those beautiful mathematics, which actually looks uh, pretty ugly mathematics for a lot of us because we don't understand. So most of the algorithms, they are hardcore mathematics. So entire ChatGPT is basically vector and matrix multiplication and nothing else. So you need to really understand right from very basics. Sir, I have took AI ML course. So what coding language should, again, that's Python. How can I get experience in LLM? I have experience in machine learning and deep learning live projects. So how can I get experience in RAG? Kindly provide some idea. So we are offering a lot of internship, Prabha. You can actually apply for LLM-based, RAG-based models. And of course, we are not going to really teach you, but we'll really guide you where to do. A couple of IIT students are doing an internship under me at this point of time, and they're using precisely same building up a chatbot using the RAG on, say, Microsoft Azure platform. So you can apply for the internship, and we can provide you those kind of experience and certificate as well. And these are not paid internship, by the way, right? So you don't have to really pay us. Sir, provide guide to crack my company test in the interview. Also tell how many months can prepare for campus placement. So Rakshit, go and register yourself on this Assessify platform. And this has got a huge repository of mock tests and resources. So you go and test yourself, prepare yourself, right? So it has got tests on aptitude. It has got tests on verbal, reasoning, English, Java, Python, whether you're civil engineer or mechanical engineer, whether you have done MBA, HR, or business consulting or finance, right? So you have tons of infinite resources over there. And if you If you find that some resources are not there, just write to our team, write to Purvesh, and they will facilitate it to you. What type of internship should we take to excel in our career in AI ML? Any real world project, right from building up a chatbot to facial recognition to anomaly detection to say stock price prediction, any kind of work which is based on the real work beyond the Kaggle data. So dirty your hands on Kaggle data. There are a lot of good data and problems are there on the Kaggle platform, and then apply for internship with various startup companies. Large companies don't have the room and neither they have the bandwidth to really offer you the mentorship. So better, my focus, if you want to really learn AI ML, do not chase large companies. Go and grab a startup company, even though they're running with 1% or 2%, doesn't matter. The only thing you need to really check the guy who's offering you the internship, does he really know about AI and ML, right? How much fees is for the internship? So Prabha, we do not charge for the internship. We are not those dubious company, those who really charge money for the internship. We are the product. So I am a CEO of Assessify, which is the leading company, which is the world's first company for measuring the learning outcome using AI. And we have built the world's first auto evaluation of descriptive examination platform. This platform can also be used for assessment, right? So this is a product company. And while I am also a managing trustee of an institution called Aegis School of Data Science, and I am founder of this school. I started India's first data science school in 2015. I teach course on machine learning, deep learning, and now my current passion is Gen AI. For last 2 years, I have been extensively using Gen AI. I have trained a couple of LLM models. So for this coding platform and other stuff, we are using Gen AI for the making this education more interesting. So my mission in life is to really help learners like you to liberate from bad quality of teaching, bad quality of institutions, and offer you a path wherein you can really liberate yourself and grab jobs and find the meaningful work. And I have turned the table, which has been my long dream, turning this assessment into a learning tool, and Assessify is in that area. So this is a product company. We do not offer internship and charge money. Is there online internship in Aegis? Janshri, yes, online internships are there, and we also offer the courses, which I'll tell you. So Aegis offers PGP in data science, business analytics, and AI, which is 11-month flagship program, which we have been running for since 2015. And thousands of our students are working in almost every company, whether it is a fintech company or a bank or consulting, you name any company. And couple of our students, they are the founders of some of the leading AI companies. What industries or sectors do you believe stand to benefit most from AI technologies, Tushar? A wonderful question, Tushar. There is not a single industry which comes to my mind which is not going to benefit, right? Every industry, whether it is education or a government or manufacturing or airline or automobile, almost every industry is getting benefit from this area. Let's say Tesla is not a traditional automobile company. This is an AI company launched by Elon Musk, which fortunately also makes the car, which is intelligent cars. So see the way it is actually changing the dynamics across the world. Harshita, how to apply for internship and its stipend-based internship. So we do not offer any kind of payment stipend in the internship, neither we charge, right? So the value we bring in on the table, that yes, we'll give you complicated projects, we'll guide you. And again, that we are not charging you. So we also suppose, and at this point of time, this is a bootstrap company, so we don't have the funding. So we are not offering the internship, but you will gain a lot. And based on that, any company would love to really offer you the job. Prabha, how you can join with internship? Yes, Purvesh, you can just send your email to Prabha, and Prabha you can really send CV to Purvesh, or just connect Purvesh or me on LinkedIn.
Sure,
and
sir.
your CV, and we'll entertain you, right? Agmajot, hope I pronounce it correctly. Sir, any thoughts on the prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is a superficial thing. I'm not very so great advocate of the prompt engineering. If you are really for the long shot, do not try to really make your career at this point of time of prompt engineering. There's a lot of hype than the reality. Prompt engineering is nothing. It's basically improving your communication skills. So the way you communicate with the other human being, you also need to really understand how to communicate with the machines, which is typically large language models. In future, whether it is going to be relevant or not, I am really not sure. But at this point of time or for next 2 to 3 years, this is going to be very relevant profile, prompt engineers. And prompt engineering is basically is very important. Let's say, for example, if you ask ChatGPT, write code for login page, it will generate a login page. But until unless you don't specify whether your site is PHP or what, it is not good. You need to really provide the context. So you need to really write that my platform is already built on the PHP and backend is MySQL. Can you really generate a login page for this website? So you have given the context that the base platform is PHP and the database is MySQL, and this need to really fit in over there. So prompt engineering is basically very commonsensical that yes, you need to provide additional context, right? So that this large language models are able to really generate the code for you or provide you the any answer. So let's say, for example, you say, okay, generate top 5 assignment for machine learning. This is too vague a question. So you need to really specify which algorithm and what level of students and what kind of assignment, whether it has to be multiple choice question assignment or whether it has to be a code based or descriptive or what do you want, right? So just like a human being. So हमें context देना पड़ेगा तब वो समझ में आएगा. This is a growing good area. I think just like you have never learned how to use laptop, eventually everybody will learn how to use the LLM models. So there is nothing great, right? Of course, there is a big hype around that. What certifications we provide? We have recently launched, let me just share my screen. Okay, so I think we already took a lot of time. I'll take additional sessions on machine learning and deep learning, right? So this recently we have launched this certification, and Rahul, you can actually put the link of this certification. So this is a 120-hour certification for generative AI foundations and applications. There you will learn all the generative AI models which I spoke about, artificial neural network, and you'll do a lot of projects which is image captioning, building up chatbots using the RAG models on Amazon Azure platform, or using the Llama, or downloading the LLM open source model like Llama on your laptop and building various applications, text summarization, text generation, or training the Llama model for very specific applications like say legal and other areas, right? Those kind of stuff. So if you are thinking about launching your own startup or thinking about launching your career in this Gen AI and you're already aware about the Python and basics of machine learning, you can apply for this course, all right? And I will be teaching this course, some part of that. This is our flagship program, which is PGP in Data Science, Business Analytics, and AI. This we started in 2015, and this is one of the best on-campus program available in this country. This is the oldest. We do not advertise, but most of our students, thousands of our students. So we are taking the admission for 23rd batch of this program. So you can understand how many batches has gone out there in the industry. This is a 11-month program. Is a full-time, full-fledged program, but this you can't really do parallel to your graduation. You have to have basic degree, which is a bachelor's degree in any field. Of course, by default, a lot of engineers and BSc mathematics guys, they typically join. Okay, and you can really download these couple of research papers, white papers, which we published Deloitte and KPMG, and this will really give you some idea These are my coordinates. You can write me on this email. Let me address some other questions which are there on the chat. Okay, how to apply for the internship directly? Yes, I'm just typing my email ID. Okay, Dr. Rachi, and then how will AI affect the employment industry in coming years, Amod? AI is likely to, so those who say that AI is going to generate more number of jobs, either they are liars or they don't understand the AI. They're idiots. AI is going to cut most of the jobs. So average coder will not have any role to really play. You have to be excellent if you want to remain in the software industry. Or even for that matter, if you want to become a data scientist or AI engineer or ML engineer. So those who just merely thrived on, say, Python coding, they will not be able to survive. So you need to really know deeper level in mathematics. And AI is going to really impact almost every industry. So if you're civil engineer, mechanical engineer, try to understand the AI and ML and how you can really use in your own area. I have delivered one session which you can really go and check how AI and data science is being used in other engineering segments, which is mechanical, civil, electrical, and chemical engineering on this channel only. Where you can find the upcoming internship opportunity. There is another site I am actually writing. Go and register yourself on MySeagull AI. There you will find a lot of internship opportunities, and there we post the internship requirement. Sorry, I typed wrong. Seagull.ai, myseagull.ai, right? You can apply, how to apply for internship. So, Harshita, you can directly get in touch with Purvesh. Purvesh will conduct your interview along with our faculty members. If he need to involve me, I will also interview and then will provide you the internship. Certificate provided after this webinar, yes, you will automatically, your certificate will be activated and you can download from the platform. Sir, I am currently doing second year CSC. Our paid internship were joining. Please guide how to attract internship. So I think most of the paid internship, this is a bold statement, they are bogus internship. Try to keep yourself away from those kind of internship. Right? I am hurting a lot of people's business. Don't join any kind of paid internship. So you join internship where you really actually get the good projects, right? Rather, you will spend time on Kaggle projects, do those Kaggle projects. There are a lot of good challenging problems. And then try to really run after the startup company, those who actually offer you good projects. Make sense? Okay. Great. Any other question you have in your mind, or then we can really close this session? I wanted to cover some aspect of machine learning and deep learning, but I think the time is already over. Okay, so let me write my email ID for the entire group. Here is my email ID. Here you go. Right. So those who are interested in internship, please write me. I'm not very prompt responder, so I may take a lot of time to really respond. Okay, great. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much for your patience hearing. I'm really excited. This was the first session on how to launch your career in Gen AI. We'll be taking a couple more sessions on data science and AI and machine learning. Do join, and you can also watch my old sessions on this platform. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.